Hello YouTube, this is Kevin Shahroozi. Today I'm going to be talking about motivation and inspiring, specifically persistence, and how persistence can help you achieve your dreams and build you a better life, and also just help you accomplish all types of goals that is for the better of your life. And then we'll talk a little bit about menswear style, specifically brown shoes with a gray suit and a navy suit. Anything that you want to achieve in life, or any type of dream that you want to make reality into your life, whether it's getting a better job or getting a better place to live or taking your business to the next level or getting a certain car or just starting a business, you need to have persistence. You need to keep going and pursuing it hard to be able to achieve it. Anything great in life, it's not gonna just fall in your lap. Unless maybe you are a hedge fund baby, or you come from the richest parents in the world and they gave you access to their money. You know, a lot of things that is tough for most people is easily attainable for you. But if you're not a Rockefeller or something, then you need to go hard and keep on going and be persistent and continually put in effort going after it, whatever that is that you want to achieve or a dream that you want to make reality. One problem that I definitely see with many people when they're trying to achieve their goals, or they're trying to better their life, or they're trying to get to a better place in their job or their relationship, or just any type of improvement and for a better life for themselves, is that they give up or they don't even try. But I see more that people who actually try and then they just give up really quickly. You have to know that you're supposed to fail. You're supposed to have some ups and downs going in that journey. You're supposed to have some obstacles. You're supposed to have some setbacks when you're going after a better life or something great or better opportunities or an improvement in your surroundings and in your living. If you're not failing, that means you're not even trying. You're supposed to go through failures. That's just the way it's supposed to be. Every failed experiment is one step closer for you to get to the life and get to the goal that you're looking to accomplish. You have to trust that all the things that you're going through, whether it be great or whether it sucks, that it's leading you to your purpose, to living the life of your dreams. You want it, then you have to go all out for it. You gotta have so much desire for it and such a passion to want to achieve it and to do it, that you're willing to go through so many hurdles, and that you will put your best foot forward and go your hardest for it. When I was trying to get my own apartment in Manhattan, it took over 2 months of every single day of working towards it to be able to get it. And I didn't have a whole bunch of money. I didn't have access to rent control apartments. It was just through regular priced apartments in Manhattan, and I didn't know any connections with or any friends that were brokers or landlords. I just went and hit the pavement myself every single day. I had someone who accepted me to get into their apartment. This was at the end of the first month of my search, and I asked the broker if I could have a lower price of the place and also a discount on the commission. At first he agreed. I was so excited and so happy. And on the day I was supposed to sign the lease, he tells me there is going to be no discount, and he acted like we never had that conversation before. So I had to start all over again in my search. When it got to the middle of the second month of searching, I found another place and actually signed the lease for it, and I actually gave my deposit and I paid the first month rent to it. And the day I was supposed to get my keys, the broker tells me that I cannot move into the apartment. The tenant has bad credit. He cannot find a new place, and he's going to go to court with the owner. So he said, I'm sorry, Kevin, I have to give you back your money, and we have to cancel this lease. So once again, I had to start all over again. But I wanted it so bad, and I went all out for it. And I did it every single day. Finally, I found somebody who was a local broker in the Upper East Side, Manhattan. And they gave me 2 different apartments to see. And both of them were a little bit above my budget. And I still didn't give up. One day he calls me up. He said that something just opened up. Someone is just about to move. You could be the first one to see it. And if you want it, then tell me you'll take it and you could have it. I saw it. It was right next to the subway. It was in my budget. And right away I took it. And this is how I have this apartment here right now in Manhattan, right next to the subway. You have to not stop. You have to go all out for something you want. You have to be persistent. You have to keep going hard for it. Anything that is great is not supposed to come easy. It will be hard. But if you put your best foot forward, and if you believe in yourself, and if you keep going after it, and going through the failures, and going through the mistakes and the rejections, then that is what's going to lead you to getting it. It's actually normal to go through rejections, failures, and setbacks in achieving great things and getting to a better place in your life and hitting your dream and getting your dream in life. That is normally part of the process of living and getting to your great life. You got to be willing to do what others won't do. If it's hard, then you have to go hard and you have to do things that are hard. During that time of trying to get my apartment, as I told you, I was doing it every single day. And some of the things that I was doing was that I was calling and making appointments to see the places in the morning before I go to work, to see them at night after 6, 7 p.m. after I got off work to go see the apartment. I was going on my lunch break to go see the place. Sometimes I would skip lunch, or I would just grab one slice of pizza on the way back to my job at the end of my lunch break and after seeing the apartment. I was emailing from morning all the way until about 10, 11 o'clock at night while I'm falling asleep, emailing, trying to make appointments, and trying to find out more information on apartments that I was interested in that I saw online. You have to be willing to do the tough things if getting something you want is tough. And I want to share with you a real story of how persistence accomplished great riches and fortune for somebody from this book, Think and Grow Rich. I recommend this book for anybody who is just trying to make a better life, trying to start business, trying to become rich, trying to achieve any big goals in their life. I recommend this book right here. I read it every single day. So now, I want to tell you a story about someone named Fannie Hurst. Some of you might have heard of her. She's one of the most famous Broadway writers in history. But many people probably don't even know that she started out very poor. So here's a real story of persistence, and it was related with Fannie Hurst. The secret is told in the struggle of Fannie Hurst, whose persistence conquered the Great White Way. She came to New York in 1915 to convert writing into riches. The conversion did not come quickly, but it came. For 4 years, Miss Hurst learned about the sidewalks of New York from first-hand experience. She spent her days laboring and her nights hoping. When hope grew dim, she did not say, "All right, Broadway, you win." She said, "Very well, Broadway, you may whip some, but not me. I'm going to force you to give up." One publisher, the Saturday Evening Post, sent her 36 rejection slips before she broke the ice and got a story across. 36 rejection slips before she got any story across. The average writer, like the average in other walks of life, would have given up the job when the first rejection slip came. She pounded the pavements for 4 years to the tune of the publisher's no, because she was determined to win. Then came the payoff. The spell had been broken. The unseen guy had tested Fannie Hurst, and she could take it. From that time on, publishers made a beaten path to her door. Money came so fast she had hardly had time to count it. Money came so fast she hardly had time to count it. Then the moving picture men discovered her, and money came not in small change but in floods. The moving picture rights to her latest novel, Great Laughter, brought $100,000, said to be the highest price ever paid for a story before publication. And this is $100,000 back in the 1930s or 40s. Her royalties from the sale of the book probably will run much more. Briefly, you have a description of what persistence is capable of achieving. Fannie Hurst is no exception. Wherever men and women accumulate great riches, you may be sure they first acquired persistence. Broadway will give any beggar a cup of coffee and a sandwich, but it demands persistence of those who go after the big sales and the big stakes. If you're trying to get big sales in your business, or you're trying to build a big business, or you're trying to live in a better place, or you're trying to just get riches, you need to show it that you're willing to go through so much turmoil and rejections to get it. Fannie Hurst went for years hitting the pavement before she finally got rich. And she was doing it day after day for years, trying to make it as a Broadway writer. There are some things that you need to be able to have persistence. There are definite causes, and among them are these that I'm about to outline. A purpose. You need to have a definite purpose of what you're trying to be, what you're trying to become, what you're trying to accomplish. Desire. You need to have desire. You need to have a real desire, a deep, sincere desire that you really want to accomplish or you want to get somewhere. Next one, self-reliance. You need to be able to carry out a plan, and you need to be able to be reliable on yourself that you could carry out the plan. This can come from just continually telling yourself that you can do it. Not you can't, that you can. Too many people, they even do this subconsciously, that they tell themselves they're not good enough, or they cannot do it, or it's just out of my talent. You really could do so many things. You have so much power. It is crazy. Just over the years that I have accomplished the things I have accomplished, just by telling myself and really believing in myself. You have to just tell yourself that you could do these things, and you have to just really believe in yourself, and then those things could really come into reality. It's just crazy what we limit ourselves and how we limit ourselves by being negative to ourselves. Words are very, very powerful. What you say is something that you're putting out in the universe that will happen. So when you say things like, that's too much money for me to afford, I'm not good enough to build that business, or I don't think I can do that, then it's really going to happen. But when you say things like, I'm on the path to becoming rich, or soon I'm going to be moving in to a better and newer apartment, or I'm going to be making new friends soon that are successful, healthy-minded, and then those things will start be put in motion to happen. So if you tell yourself that you could do something, that's how you can help yourself start getting more reliance and reliable on yourself. Next, definite of plans. You need to have definiteness of plans. Start writing down how you're going to achieve some things. Start small. Start with whatever you can. When I didn't even have any samples made of my fashion line, and I had nothing but just my ideas for my fashion designs, I sketched them out. And then I started knocking on doors, finding sample makers. And then from there, I volunteered and worked with a photographer. And that led me to have my own first fashion show. And, there was more things to it, but I'll go over and tell you more about it and the story of those things in another episode. But start writing down each day, if you can, about what you can do that day that will get you closer to your goals or what you want to achieve. It could be, and it should be, starting out small. Next, accurate knowledge. Start researching on what you want to accomplish, or on the field that you want to go into, or if you want to start a business in opening up a cafe, for instance, then start going on Google and just look about how it is to run a coffee shop, or talk to people who have owned coffee shops. It's so amazing what we have in our capability these days. We have Google that will answer almost any question, and we could find people online that we could ask them questions, email them, and try to get answers from them. Where back in the day, before even computers were out, we had to find a way to get in contact with them. If we didn't have their phone number, then it'd be very difficult to get in contact with somebody. Now you can find almost any answer on Google. Next, cooperation. You need to be able to work with others. Anything that you want to accomplish that is great, getting riches or whatever, you need to be able to work with others in a harmonious way. Have a pleasant personality. Don't be so stubborn. Don't be so pushy. Don't be rude to people, especially if they can help you and if you need to work with them to take your brand or your development or your business to the next level. So be harmonious and cooperative with others on your journey. And then we have habit. Persistence is the direct result from habit. Keep on doing what you want to accomplish. Keep working at it. If you want to be a doctor and you're going through medical school and you feel like giving up, keep on studying on those textbooks that you have for the medical field. Keep on reading up on it every day. Keep on testing yourself in the medical field if it's so hard and you think about giving up. If you're trying to make it as a musician, keep working on your music every day. One of my friends, she's a pianist and she plays the piano in front of thousands of people once a month or even more in different parts of the world. She just came from Berlin. A couple months ago, she was playing in Argentina. And I just saw her play. And one thing she tells me she does is that every single day, including Sundays, is that she practices the piano for half an hour, at least half an hour, every single day. So whether she has a 1 month break, whether it's a Sunday or whatever, she's practicing the piano for half an hour or more every single day. Get into the habit of whatever it is that your field is or your business is or your passion is or you're trying to get rich by. Work on it and work at it every single day if you can. As much as you can. Make it a habit. And that is something that is directly related with persistence. All right, let's talk about some menswear. Today, in regards to menswear, I like to talk about brown shoes, wearing it with a suit. You could go into wearing a brown shoe instead of just typical black shoe. Too many of us guys, especially in America, the only type of color shoe they wear with their suits is black. And that sometimes could get boring, and sometimes you could look like you're an FBI agent or you're just too conservative. So you could wear brown shoes instead, and that would look great. It will be a little bit of pop of a color without you getting very colorful or bright in your suit or getting a crazy pattern in your suit. You could start out with brown shoes. And with brown shoes, best to wear them with either a navy suit or a gray suit. I would say first wear it with a gray suit when you're starting out. A charcoal gray suit, never could go wrong wearing with a brown shoe. That is something that will be timeless. They always blend well together. And in terms of the brown shoe and the shade of brown, I would say start out with something on the darker side. So you could go with something more of like a chocolate shade of brown and wear that with your dark gray suit. You could pair that with a brown belt. Obviously, you always want to match your belt with your shoe. And when you start out this way, this is a little bit more easier if you're someone who usually wears conservative suits and shoes. If you're someone who usually wears a black shoe and a solid navy suit or a solid gray suit. So when you're polishing them, you also could use just neutral tone polisher. You don't have to get a brown polish, and that is a great way to keep them looking fresh and clean them up. So start out with a dark brown shoe. Pair it first with a dark gray suit. Make sure the belt matches. Eventually you could venture off into a solid navy suit with it, and then sooner or later you get into a lighter color brown, and wear them with confidence. As always, remember, it's about your confidence and how you carry yourself and how you talk, which is even more important for your personality and for talking to the ladies and just going about life than just how you look. Thank you all for watching. That's it for today. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you did not like it, then don't subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment. And please check out our website, kevinshahroozi.com. You can find it in the description. It's more about me, and also you can find more about our fashion brand. We create jackets at the moment, and it's made in New York City. It's made to your measurements. If you're in New York, you can make an appointment with us, and myself and my tailor will measure you, and then we'll create a jacket for you based on those measurements. Or if you don't live here, you can send us a jacket that you have that fits you well, and we can copy the measurements of that jacket and make a new jacket from our collection in those same measurements for you.